Oh, hello. How are we doing? I forgot to press repeat on the video button, which was really, really useful of me. Really well done. But yeah, welcome to the stream where we're going to have a little bit of a chat about everything Leedsy, about what happened in the match against Millwall. It was against Millwall, wasn't it? I was testing you there, not me. And absolutely everything else about promotion, about the fact that we are looking very, very close and very, very good and heading in the right direction to go up at the end of this season. And a lot of people might still be mad at that concept. I will take one moment, though, to just quickly finish something. Compared to the center. This is the sort of thing that I would show you and I would discuss with the stream. However, I cannot right now, because this is in the category of the top secret stuff that is for the charity match that I can't really discuss right now. Bruh, indeed. Hello, Zoom. I still don't know whether to go by Azumi or your name when in here, so we'll just go with that. But yeah, various things are happening around the world of the charity match, which is good fun. If you're someone that has offered to help out with things, that's massively appreciated. If you are someone that is already helping out with things, that is also massively appreciated. Thank you very much. Both is good. Okie dokie. So in that case, I'll go Rachel Zumi, because that is both. Haha. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Millwall match, shall we? Because I think the Millwall match was a very, very, very good sign of many, many things to come. So I'm very quickly going to hop over to SofaScore. Good afternoon, Oliver. How are you doing? I'm hoping very, very well. But I think we had many good signs of what's to come for Leeds yesterday. The first one is the sheer oomph behind that performance from us. So I just popped open SofaScore right now because of a little bit of curiosity, a little bit of morbid curiosity that was like, but what does the momentum graph say? And beyond like 5 minutes, it's all Leeds. Every single bit of it is just us. There's like a couple of little dippy bits, but they don't take too long. And one of the concerns that I had in recent weeks was, once we start losing control of a match, does it feel like we're a little bit too good at continuing to lose control of that match and not claw it back and not really like impress upon it? But this was very different. This was one of those matches where it started a little bit shaky. Hello, Hannah. Hope you're doing well. And Ricky, indeed. It felt like we started a bit shaky, but we didn't just take control. We took over. Because from that point, it is just us in control for the entire match. I'm going to pull up some stats from it as well. 61% of the ball, that's about normal. Expected goals, 0.9. This is a weird one, because this is going to say that we hugely outperformed our XG and we didn't necessarily deserve it. Counterpoint for you. Technically, the chance that we scored from goes down to 0 XG because no one took a shot. Because you only generate XG when someone shoots, which is why the prior version, well, I say prior version, a slightly different version that The Athletic were working on at one point, which is, I believe, expected threat, XT, is one that I quite like, but it's significantly harder to find XT graphs because they're just very, very rare. I wish that existed more often, but it doesn't, and that's kind of a shame. And it sort of assesses the value of like passes and dribbles and that kind of thing. But you look at all of the data. You look at total shots, we had 18, they had 4. You look at corners, we had 4, they had 3. They fouled us significantly more than they did. We had far more passes. Free kicks, obviously, that just makes sense. That's how that works. But we were just all over them. We mauled them for the entire match. And since we'd come out of Portsmouth being like, are these harsh physical matches things that are going to go in our direction? We've been having those discussions recently. And I think we sort of proved that they can today. Sorry about that. Because Millwall are a team that are going to be physical. They're going to be kicky. They're going to be shoving Dan James over by the face in the penalty area, which somehow the referee didn't give us a yellow card. But whatever, it's fine. And we just ended up doing the job. And we were professional about it, and we did what we had to. And that is, for me, what's most important. The Irish lady I posted about earlier asked if any of the family were Leeds fans or all family were Leeds fans. Well, in that case, do I have the channel for her? Yeah, the Millwall match had 12 fouls in it. I'm going to check the Portsmouth one, because if that also went without bookings, that's a little bit of a joke. There was a time-wasting one. No, there was a yellow card in the Portsmouth match. I remember. Which one, Joe Roto will be? Ha! Ha ha! Ho! Looked like Firpo was in Cam? In Cam? Oh, right, okay. That is the weird little false 3 thing that he does. So, I'm going to bring up a football tactics board and hopefully not share the wrong thing, because that would be bad. Right, football, soccer, Bosch, cool. In fact, no, that's this other one I want. Let's change the board type to that one. Yeah, fine, that'll do. Okay, cool. Present, share screen. Go for it. Bosh, cool. Here we are then. So I'm going to set out a simple 4-4-2. Well, 4-2-3-1, because that's what we play. But you knew what I meant. Going to set out the formation of a football team, and it's going to be fine. Then you got kind of for a 7 on the wing. I'm weird about these numbers, which is great because I've been working on football player numbers all day long. Okay, so typically a side's going to look like this, right? What we tend to do quite a lot is, with Jayden Bogle and Junior Fopa liking to push on, we embrace that even further than normal. So what we seemed to see was Tanaka would drop in a little bit more, whilst Rothwell was pushing up a bit, as would Bogle, so we'll just consider these a pair up here. You would see Aronson drift out to the flank instead, with Firpo doing a big underlap, which is something that is increasingly common for us, and it's something that is increasingly working for us, because it just speeds us up a bit, and it means that we're working very, very efficiently. On the hoping the Rothwell knock isn't bad, would you like the good news or the bad news? Because the good news is that, balance of probability, we weren't going to be seeing Joe Rothwell. Oh, hello. Yes, I am using AdBlock. We weren't going to be seeing Joe Rothwell start against QPR anyway, because it's an away trip to QPR. We play with a different side when we're away from home. The positive news, however, wait, is there a presser scheduled for today? I think there might be. Oh, good, there's a presser scheduled for 4 o'clock. We'll find out during the presser. Back to my real people job Toodles chat. Toodles, baby zebra, enjoy your real people job. So we'll find out a little bit during the presser at 4. But I think it'd be one where it doesn't necessarily start anyway, because of the way that we like to do things recently. Because it works for us. Like we change things up a little bit, whether we're home or away. I would quite like to see Joe Rothwell playing against QPR, because I think he brings us something in terms of progression that you don't get from Gruev. But it's hard to say. Please stop telling me to get a pro account tactics board, just because that's starting to be a problem. One yellow then, but seriously. Yeah, I think referees in this league are a headache. Incredibly weird. One sec. Just need to get back to Max on something, because he's working with me on a charity match thing in the background. Woohoo! Mystery fun time. For me, I go all out now in the last few games. I think it depends on what you mean by go all out, right? Because there's different ways of doing that. There is go full out, balls to the wall. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But a big part of why we're as successful as we are is because, in addition to that really good attacking stuff that we do, that's my bowl of macaroni cheese that I've booped. In addition to the sort of balls to the wall attacking stuff and scoring more goals than anyone, we're also doing the really good defensive thing. Like, the only defense better than us right now in terms of goals conceded is Burnley, which you're looking at them and you're like, cool, I would take our style of football over yours any day of the week. And the sort of interesting, deeper thing about that is when it comes to expected goals against, we are vastly better than Burnley are. Expected goals against for us, 23.4. For them, 29.8. The only difference is finishing. So post-shot expected goals, which is after someone's taken a shot, how likely is it going to go in? That's a measure of how good someone's finishing is. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, for Burnley, it's 21.7. For us, it's 20.4. So, yes, Trafford is overperforming, but opposing strikers are also underperforming. So it's really hard to find sort of that balanced idea of what Burnley is right now and what's really excellent about them. And I don't know if it's somehow they spook strikers into having worse shots than they should or something like that. That's not how that should work, but it might be how it is working. You can't really tell. Not just Burnley style of football, the manager, the players, the town. Yeah, Burnley's Burnley. Like you could only say so much about it. It's definitely a place. It's not necessarily a good one, but it's definitely somewhere. Let's hope our 1.28 XG doesn't come back to bite us with it being a dinner time. What are you meaning with 1.28 XG? I don't know quite what you're referring to is the issue. But I will happily discuss, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for a little bit of a natter about the football. And about the football, we've also got to talk about the sort of more technical bits and bobs and the behind-the-scenes. Yeah, the unique Burnley fans. But you've got to talk in more detail about the individuals that did really well. And I think as much as many, many, many people have been trying to not give Brendan Aronson credit in recent weeks, he had an excellent match against Millwall. He was key to creating opportunities. All just flowed through him like a conduit. Was unlucky to not score, I think, when he had his shot in the first half. And I'll be honest, was unlucky to not get an assist for Joel Piroe as well. Piles and piles of reasons that it should have realistically worked for Brendan. And for a couple of unfortunate reasons, it didn't. But he still had a fantastic match. Agreed. I was absolutely delighted with the way that he was playing yesterday. And the same for Tanaka. Because Tanaka in recent matches, specifically the Portsmouth match, was really good at losing the ball. Which is a kind way of saying was really bad at keeping the ball. But that seems to have had a pretty damn big turnaround here, in which he was able to not only retain the ball, but use it well and go from his sort of typically slightly more defensive of the two options, because you got Rothwell and Tanaka. Tanaka's going to be the one that sits a little bit more. And then just instead think, I'm going to run up and I'm going to hit this. And when he does hit it, it works incredibly well. So I was very happy with Tanaka as well. And Piroe. Piroe had a very, very good evening. Unlucky to not score, because, let's be honest, that was onside. That was onside every day of the week. Thank you, Lino, but please get your eyes looked at. The issue there is a theory that I've seen someone having recently, where Piroe is... How do you phrase it? Piroe tends to be someone that scores a lot of goals, but they don't tend to be match-winning goals. He doesn't tend to score the most important of the goals. And I think if he would have gotten the second in that match, it would have been fantastic. We're secure, we're cemented, all well and good. But he didn't, which is a shame. And I think that would have broken that little theory that I've had going for a while now. I think Tanaka played well. His first touches were good. They were very good. They were genuinely top-notch. Also, I'm going to very quickly put a thing together, right? Because I need to double-check something. I've seen a verbal agreement that's been reached between Calvin Phillips and Leeds to return in the summer. Not sure if it's true, but thoughts 20 million. I don't think I would want that. I think I don't know if he's a step up enough from our existing midfield, which, like, yes, at his best, he's a very, very good player. But look at when he's been at his best. That is exclusively when he's been under Marcelo Bielsa. And I don't know if that transfers across. So I don't know if Phillips would be the step that we need right now. And there is that. They're saying that you shouldn't go back. And he's on a hell of a lot of cash. So I don't see this one happening. Piru did deserve a goal as well, like without a doubt for me. Because, I mean, he's improving a lot this season, and it makes me quite happy. I don't think he's above Tanaka. I think Tanaka does a job in the Premier League as well. I love Calvin, though. Yeah, it's one where it would depend on the context. If it was last season and we'd been promoted and we were able to get Phillips in, I would have been absolutely go for it, fantastic, wonderful. But not this season. Not when we've just signed Tanaka and we've got Gruev around, and we might be looking at signing Rothwell. And looking at the three midfielders that we've got permanently, being Ampadu, Tanaka, and Gruev, that's the defensive three. Like, Tanaka can do going forward. Gruev can do going forward. Ampadu is just a straight defensive midfielder. But you don't need to add another defensive midfielder to that, I don't think. So I feel like that would probably be a mistake. Hello, Alexander. How are you doing? Hoping very, very well. Just going to very quickly finish typing something. Sorry, guys. But if anyone has any questions to throw at me about the match, I will keep discussing them. I just need to type something in the meantime. That's the one. Sup, Joe? The ceiling right now. No, all good. Just need to double check something. Cool. Yeah, this is the one for me, though. Gruev Premier League standard, in my opinion. Rothwell's been excellent. Rothwell has been excellent. I think the issue is you don't need everyone in your squad to be of the level where they need to start in the Premier League. And I think Gruev would be a fine enough option off the bench in the Premier League. Like, because he is a very, very solid player. He's someone that will do a job and he'll do it consistently and effectively. And yeah, he doesn't have 8 or 9 out of 10s, but he doesn't need to. I think that's something that would adapt fairly reasonably well. So if I have a look at Gruev's FB ref page quickly. Matches this year. Never mind, matches last year. Yeah, so, like, having a look specifically at, like, his international stuff as an example of proof that he can play against actual teams. 90 minutes against Hungary in a 2-2 draw. 90 minutes against Serbia in a 2-2 draw. They're not awful sides, like, even a little bit. And you'll have been dealing with the likes of Szoboszlai in those matches, which are the kind of players that he'll have to be dealing with. Go to the season before that, have a look at his time with Werder Bremen. That's not his Werder Bremen season. That's the exact same season that I just looked at. Well done, me. The season before that, in which he played in the Bundesliga at a very, very decent level, consistently getting minutes. How many matches did he start this season? I'm not going to count all of them, but the majority. So he's someone that I think isn't necessarily going to be starting for us in the Premier League, but I think he's got enough, which is nice. You know that none of our front four have scored in the last 3 matches. Don't you think you should change it up a little bit? It feels a bit like cherry picking, though, right? Because you look at the last 3 matches. You've got West Brom, which was a 1-1 draw, which, okay, fine. We could have done better at that, but it's okay. You've got, what was the other one? Portsmouth, where no one was doing the right thing. Like, everyone had an off day at Portsmouth. And then you got Millwall, where one of our front four did score, but it was disallowed unfairly. So it's one of those where it adds a little bit more confusion to it because, like, are they playing badly, or is it just the way that things are lying right now? Thank you very much. I will keep my eye on my DMs for that before I finish the thing that I'm typing. Cool. Even Bogle growing on me, maybe not Vobo. I think Vobo would, but he's not been on the pitch enough. Purely because, like, the reason that the Aronson redemption arc is going so well is because everyone's been able to see him and see that he's improving and all that kind of stuff. But then you've simultaneously bumped into the issue of Voba's not been around to grow on you, because there were those few games that Voba was able to play earlier in the season, and everyone was like, maybe he's not awful, maybe he can be a left back, and then he was constantly injured. So it's not being around that's kind of done it for him, which is a bit of a problem. People want the front line to change. What have Nonto, Ramazzoni, or Joseph done to deserve a spot? This is a fair question, and it's one that I have also had a little bit. For me, I think it comes down to philosophy. So a lot of people have the alternative view of rotation is week to week, change someone and that kind of stuff. Whereas Daniel Farke has a different perspective to that one, which is rotation comes naturally. If someone gets a knock, they're rotated out, someone else is rotated in, and they hold the spot until they don't deserve it anymore. And I don't think there's any particular, like, fundamental reason to say that we need to drop Solomon or Aronson or James or Piru, because they're all doing the job. I have seen, I'm going to open that in a minute just to be sure. Watch him get a touchline ban just for constructively criticizing the decision and the context around it. Yeah, it's an annoying one, but that's all right. Center photo. So I want to run them. If not pretty sure, we would likewise with the kiosk. Council to meet top coverage. Thank you very much, Wayne. That is much appreciated. Right. I will reply to you on that one once the stream is sorted, because, yeah. Cool. And then, yeah, the rest of the match, I think you have to look a little bit at the fact that defensively, we're just obscene. I don't understand how people have been saying that, like, defensively we're not good enough at points, because they had nothing. A grand total of, was it 4 shots that I said earlier? Something along those lines, which is just them being restricted to sod all, very little, nothing they can do to deal with our back line. And that includes, like, okay, fine, we'll do the passing stuff and see if we can get through them that way. That didn't work. We'll bang it long, see if that works. That didn't work. We'll play crosses in. That didn't work, because Max Foba has learned how to, not Max Foba, you confused me there, Hannah, because Elan Meslier has learned how to catch a ball and to punch a ball. So, because, like, he's also getting better at dealing with crosses. And their own goal, right? I've had like 3 chats about this with someone already. The number of people that have seen that own goal and said, you see, this is why Meslier is not good enough. And it's like, this is the opposite. You can't say Meslier would have done the exact same thing, because in front of your eyes, we have seen other goalkeepers have mistakes in them. That's what we've just seen. And people are like, yeah, but I'm going to use this as an excuse to have a go at our goalkeeper, so that's fine. No, not fine. daft, silly. But whatever, it's okay. It doesn't matter too much. What else was I going to do? Please, can you... Cool. Most clean sheets in a season is the most in club's history. Is it the most in the club's history? Oh. Leeds United, most clean sheets in a season. I'm curious about this. In addition to that, Daniel Farke, the fastest to get to 50 wins, which is not bad at all. Clean sheet percentage of 56. That's not an all-time table, though, is it? That's just a now table. So I can duplicate that, remove that. There we go. Leeds recorded 23 clean sheets in the 71-72 season, which remains a club record in a single league season. So I think that record is genuinely at risk, because at the moment, the clean sheet numbers are ridiculous. This season alone, I think, is already at 20. And we can keep pushing that. It's just a question of do we? Which is, again, a fair question. Yeah, he's already at 21. He's 2 away from the record. All keepers are howlers. We're only critical of Millie because he's ours. We think we're unique as a fan base, but all clubs fans think the same way that we do. Yeah, absolutely. Which is just mind-boggling, because we seem to be in a case of just sort of constant fear and constant worry. And that's why on this channel, I'm always in the position of, let's not be scared and let's not be worried, because things will be fine, because things will always turn out fine. I want the goal difference championship record. It's 65 by Newcastle. We're on 51 at the minute. We're on something like that. Let's have a look. Let's check Flash Score. See what that has to say. Standings. Currently on 51. So we'd need to increase our goal difference by 14 in the next 9 in order to do that, which, to be fair, batter one team, and we're a good chunk of the way there. The problem is just sort of keeping it that consistent, because at this point that means winning every single game by a goal and a half on average, not losing anything. It's possible, I agree. It is completely doable. But it's also scarily difficult. I'd love us to get there. I just don't know if we can. That's one of the goals now. If we end up coming out of this season with a club defensive record, with a club clean sheets record, with a club goal difference record, a league goal difference record, then at that point, I think we're in a place where we can say, look, it's been a pretty damn good season. We've done basically everything that we can here. Let's have a look. Most league goals in a season was 98 in 1927-28. That one looks not doable. Most matches undefeated, we're not going to reach that one. Most away matches undefeated, longest run without a home win, we're ignoring those ones. Most league wins, we matched that last time out. And we can match it. No, we can beat it if we win all of the remaining matches this season, which feels unlikely, I've got to be honest. And if we do that, I think we match the championship points record, which isn't going to happen. But I think the points record is 106. I'll have a look. EFL Championship points record is 105. In theory, we can get another 27 points. We're on 79. It's doable. But we need to win everything. We can't drop any more points if we want to reach it now. Front forward use some goals. Yeah, it's fair. Record appearances, no one is even near that conversation. Where's the ones that I'm looking for? It's not telling me. Don't know. Predict the day we confirm promotion will be the Sheffield United versus Burnley game. When is that match? Let's have a quick look. So head to fixtures. 21st. Why is that still down as a 3 o'clock kickoff? That's madness. But okay. Back to Championship. Head over to not Leeds QPR. That's not what I'm looking for. Head over to Leeds and see who we're playing on the 21st. Stoke. Oh. You see, I'm trying to be there for Stoke. That's not a bad shout as well. That needs to be another email. Sounds a fun one to remember. Yeah, it turns out organising charity matches sets your email inbox just on fire. Like, it's madness. But it's fun madness. But I think that could be a very good shout for the day that we do go up. Okay, you need to do a new email to you. What have I named all of my previous emails to this guy? Let's have a look. There we go, that'll do it. I was just wondering if there any chance of being smart. Right, okay. Anyway, I will sort that out as we go. But yeah, I'm going to take us over to Questions Corner, just because I don't know how much stuff I have to say about the match yesterday, aside from we were really, really good. They were very Millwall-y. Somehow got away without a card. That was a joke as well. Oh my God. As much as people love to say VAR's not very good, VAR helps us to win against Portsmouth. And VAR means that at the very least, the referee thinks maybe I should sometimes give a card for some of these. But whatever, it's fine. But yeah, I'm going to hop up the Questions Corner thing just to take us to a more general natter, aside from the match itself. Thanks, Joe. Cool. And right, bosh, cool, done. Anyway, Yeah, over to Questions Corner, where I will happily answer questions that anyone has about the match yesterday, about what's coming up soon, about what is going on with charity match things, because we've got a lot of developments since I did announcing things. That's why I've been away from the channel so much, because it is quite difficult to do regular daily content stuff when the time that you would otherwise spend doing the regular daily content stuff is now sunk into emailing like 18 different companies, and chaos. And yeah, we can just talk about whatever. Ref not giving out any kills was a strange decision. Couldn't be playing against 10 men. Yeah, this was the annoying thing. It's tiring to be in a spot where we are quite comfortably the better side. Other teams' responses is, I'm just going to kick you. And the referees in reply to that are like, oh, okay, that's fine. I'll give a free kick. Wait, you wanted more? And that it's a weird spiral that we sort of find ourselves in, where it's like, well, our players are getting frustrated now and lashing out because for some reason the referee isn't doing justice, so they want to do justice themselves. And it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes, and it's just nuts. This is the Lowfields Tunnel scarf from the Square Ball, which I don't know if it's still on sale or not, but it's a very nice scarf. It's a very warm scarf, and I would recommend all of the Square Balls merch because they're fantastic. Farke can't start the same lineup against QPR, can he? Surely some players like James need a rest. I think so, and I think we'll get a little bit of rotating, but we're also in the stage of the season where international sides are far more willing to listen to clubs on like player fitness stuff. So, for example, if I search Wales matches, not the rugby team. If I search Wales matches, that's okay. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Oh, it's World Cup qualifiers. Never mind. It's World Cup qualifiers against Kazakhstan and Macedonia, which are matches that Wales should, in theory, be winning anyway. So I think it's a good opportunity to maybe see them rested for a bit, but you don't know how long for. Or you could be in a position where Dan James plays his little socks off, has a hamstring tweak in the 85th minute against QPR, and then all of a sudden, very interestingly, he can't play for Wales anymore. What a shame. But it could be something like that. I do see some rotation being on. It's more a case of, do we wait and understand that we can rest the players during the international break anyway? I think a James rest would be a good idea, though. Who would your realistic dream keeper be? I think Kelleher. Kelleher would be a banger because he's someone that is still fairly young, still growing as a goalkeeper, but also very, very good. He seems to have like purged the like inefficiencies and the occasional mistakes out of his game, which is useful because that's not what Mellier's managed to do. Because being peppered week in, week out means that the sort of standard stuff tends to get left behind, whereas Kelleher has not been constantly peppered, so he can actively think about his game a little bit more. Whereas Meslier was, and then it was last season and now, and do you think a club sponsored by an energy drink could show more energy at lunchtime? Maybe they could. I wish we also could manage one of the charity match squads. The current plan for coaches and managers for the charity match is anyone that is signed up for the charity match that has an injury issue that stops them from playing. It would be fantastic if we could do like Bielsa or something. However, I feel like he's a little bit busy with Uruguay. But I'm going to check Uruguay fixtures. But yeah, that'd be good. Uruguay fixtures. To be fair, right? They play on the 4th of June, the 9th of June. Then they don't play until September. All I'm saying, Marcelo, right, is there's a nice little gap there, a wonderful little space in your calendar in which, if you want to show up and coach one of the teams, you can do. Not quite at the fitness levels you might be hoping for, but you never know. I might have to try and find out how to contact Marcelo Bielsa. Who knows? Afternoon, Joe, and everyone. Tight turnaround, but good time to play QPR. Lost the last 4, and a lot of their better players are injured. What do you think? I think the best time to play QPR would have been on Sunday or Saturday evening. The way that the EFL have basically said, and I'm just going to double check this because I don't want to slander the EFL, despite the fact that they're absolute bastards. Yeah, it was right. Okay. What I don't like is the way that we've come off a Saturday kickoff directly into a Wednesday. Not a Saturday, Sunday to Wednesday, which is 3 days, which is not enough time. Whilst Millwall had 4 days, followed immediately by, okay, now you've got the lunchtime kickoff on Saturday. By the way, QPR have 1 more day of rest than you. What? Come on. As much as I'm not one for conspiracies and I'm not one for saying that the league's fixed and all this kind of stuff, how incompetent do you need to be to look at that scheduling and go, yeah, that's fine, actually. I think it's a good thing that Leeds have had 24 hours less time to be ready for this match than their opponents. I think that's, in terms of competition, completely fair. No, that's insanity. And I don't know if it's we couldn't have a match on the Sunday because of the international break or something along those lines. But we could, because West Brom are playing against Hull on Sunday. Is it Sunday? No, it's not. West Brom are playing against Hull on Saturday. But, just shift one of them. Shift one to the 16th. That's all you needed to do. You didn't need to say, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to make this as difficult as we can. No, in fact, yeah. Sheffield Derby is on the 16th. So push it back a day. Make that 24 hours matter a little bit less. Or, even better, have QPR also play on Wednesday. Rather than, okay, so this team is going to have matches stacked into just one place. And on the other side, QPR's fine. You can chill. You can just have a nice relax. No, that's absolutely not on. But because EFL, you kind of have to deal with it. And I do understand, Steel City Derby, lunchtime on a Sunday. That makes some sense. You know what else would make sense? Steel City Derby, lunchtime on a Saturday. Because, and I'm just going to have to double check this. Yep, both Sheffield sides played on Tuesday. So in that case, it's not even a case of I would be making them have to go through the same issue. No. For some reason, they've got 5 days of rest and we've got 3. It's so stupid. I don't understand. I don't get it, but that's fine. They absolutely have affected us. It's not a question. Because obviously with less time to recover, you're not going to do as well as someone else that's had an extra day to recover. But then you get a bunch of fans being like, don't make excuses. We've got the best squad in the league. And it's like, yeah. In the same way that I could be riding fucking Shergar, but if I chop off one of his legs, I might have a little bit of a problem winning a horse race. It's an almost active thing to make things more difficult for us right now, and it's so tiring. I don't understand why we're doing it. Well, I say why we're doing it. We don't have a choice in the matter. I don't understand why the EFL keep doing it. It's kind of nonsense. But whatever. There's nothing we can do to fix that now. So it's fine. I was going to fill out a thing, and I've forgotten what the thing was. Cool. But yeah, I'm so tired, man. I'm tired of everywhere we turn is just like, here's another roadblock. Come on. We can stop. Anyway, I'm going to take us back to Questions Corner for one more question. I was going to go for an hour, but then I realised that I have a thing to do. At 3, which is a preview for the QPR match on some QPR fans channel, which I'm kind of looking forward to because I was on his channel beforehand, and it'll be quite nice. What I'm going to suggest, by the way, is okay, right, slight change of plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the live studio because I need to get an idea of something, right? I need to get an idea of the sort of level of interest and stuff. It's not a live stream. No, it's a pre-recorded thing that gets edited down. If it was a live stream, I would have accidentally absolutely just redirected, but it's not. So I'm afraid I cannot be doing that, which kind of sucks. But are you planning on attending the... Yes, as a spectator. Yes, as a hopper. No. Cool. I'm going to run that poll now. I'm going to run it for a few minutes because I kind of want to know what you guys think. Because it's a good idea to get an idea of numbers and stuff around this sort of thing. So if anyone could answer that, that would be lovely jubbly. I'm aware that you guys are the people that are here, like, when I decided to do an impromptu stream, which is completely fine. But it's a slightly biased audience, so I'll probably run this poll again on my community tab, but I'll also need a little bit of help with voting on that one, if that's okay. But if you're watching and you're not on your TV, because I don't believe you can vote on polls on TV, please pop a vote on the thing that is in the chat right now. That'd be wonderful. I'm going to be one quick second. I just need to check something. Then I will return. But shout random things for me to respond to when I come back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I am back. Back. Hello. Hello. Right. Oh, 15 votes. Hello, friends. 3 of you won't watch it all. How dare you? Why did you start and separately? When do you, or why do you continue to do a YouTube channel? Because I wanted something to do as a hobby, and it's something that I feel has really helped with confidence and stuff. And I quite like talking about Leeds, so go for it. Fish indeed. I agree. I'm out of breath now. Also, quite bad backache, which is nice. Love a bit of backache. Anyway, I'll do one more question in Questions Corner, and then I will call the stream there for now, because I'm going to have to run out in a minute. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. And I hope you all do end up fancying popping to the charity match as well. Which I am going to have to run a very quick blooming form for, which I'm going to put up on my community page at some point soon. And then we'll be fine. We'll be all good. Be a spectator and helper, which whatever you're doing, I'll be there. Thank you very much. That's not a question, but I'll take it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to nip off now. So I hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, pop a like on it. That's always appreciated. Helps the channel to get pushed forward and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe if you're not yet. That's always fan-dabby-dozy. And even become a channel member, because all of this channel's revenue for the next 4 months is heading... It wasn't that. I was looking for some frog tape because we're doing a bit of painting downstairs. I see why you get the impression, though. Because all the channel's revenue is going to the event, and then once everything is sorted, Prostate Cancer UK itself. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. Toodaloo.